My name is Nur Sabrina binti Muhammad Shah from Class C, and I want to present to you about Chapter 5, Plant Reproduction. Plant reproduction is the process by which plants generate or producing new individuals. It is an inherent characteristic of all organisms to continue. Sexual reproduction involving two haploid gametes fuse to form a diploid zygote, which are genetically different from the parent. Plant reproductive organ is flower. Sexual cell is gametes. Male reproductive organ make pollen grain. Female reproductive organ contain egg cell in the ovule. Gametes fuse in a process called fertilization. Fruit and seed developed from part of the former flower. Disadvantages of sexual reproduction: slower process, loss of energy required, mate required, greater chance of error, population increase. Advantages of sexual reproduction: offspring less likely to have mutations show up, successful traits can be selected and failed traits can be prevented, freedom mate selection, less likely to get extinct. Structure of the flower: enter, produce pollen grain, filament, support enter above female reproductive organ, stigma, sticky landing site, still slender tube, ovary contain ovules, ovule contain egg cell. Petal often larger, brightly colored and known as corolla. Receptacle base in the center of the flower. Sepal protect flower parts while in bud. Cross-pollination, called allogamy, occur when pollen is delivered to a flower from a different plant. Self-pollination occurs when pollen from one flower pollinate the same flower or other flower of the same plant. Double fertilization is a complex process where out of two sperm cells, one fuses with the egg cell and the other fuses with two polar nuclei. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains, which is male sperm, to the female part, which is stigma of a flower. Where does double fertilization occur? The female gametes that participates in double fertilization in angiosperm, which is haploid called embryo. Sexual reproduction involves only one parent, does not involve seeds or the fusion of gametes. Asexual reproduction occurs through spore formation, vegetative propagation, budding and fragmentation. Part of a plant such as stem, leaves and roots become new plant, produces offspring or clones genetically identical to the parent, allow plant to be produced much faster than sexual reproduction. Disadvantages of asexual reproduction: lacks genetic variation and lack of diversity. Species more vulnerable to extinction. If parent has disease, offspring has it too. Advantages of asexual reproduction: uniformity in offspring, increase populations rapidly, does not require a mate, much faster process, little energy is required, less likely for errors to occur, less danger involved. Spore formation. Spore is reproductive structure that survive for extended periods of time in unfavorable conditions, usually haploid and unicellular, which is algae, fungi, mosses and ferns. Spores are usually small, light and easily dispersed. Vegetative propagation structures such as stems, roots, leaves, and buds. Natural vegetative propagation refer to the natural development of a new plant without human intervention. Modified stem, runner and stem tubers. Runner have horizontal stem which grows or runs over the soil surface. Stem tubers have the eyes or lateral buds that produce new shoots and roots using the stored food. Modified root, root tubers and tap roots. Root tubers have fibrous roots which swell with stored food. Tap roots are swollen roots for food storage. Modified leaves, plantlets and bulbs. Plantlet, when they reach a certain size, they fall off and grow into new plant. Bulb is an underground bud and has a reduced stem and roots. Artificial vegetative propagation refer to the artificial development of new plants by means of human intervention. Cutting a part of stem and cut and grows into new plant. Grafting the stem is cut then fitted on another strong plant and covered with grafting wax. Layering the stem is bent down until it touches the soil, then cut once it develops roots and grows into a new plant. All from me. Thank you.